Yo, Sanjay Uche here, people. Welcome back to the channel. Where today we're gonna talk about the legendary episode of Boruto, episode 65. Like, trust me, people, if you've seen the movie and you haven't been really keeping up with the Boruto anime, checking out episode 65, even if it's just for the sake of comparison between this episode and the last few scenes in the Boruto movie, you need to check this out. But anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. Let's get into episode 65. So, episode 65 of Boruto, it essentially ends the Boruto Naruto the movie recap or retelling the anime adaptation of the events. And honestly, it definitely went out with a bang. Episode 65 is worlds apart compared to episodes 64 and 63, which were, arguably speaking, the worst paced episodes in in this arc. But I guess it's all been leading up to this. They definitely repaid our patience with those two episodes with this episode. Episode 65 is like fantastically paced. Like it packs so much into the episode, but it's just paced out wonderfully, if nothing else, if I can say nothing else. So where we left off last episode, Momoshiki absorbed Kinshiki and transformed. Of course, this version of the events, they use Momoshiki's appearance from the manga. So that was definitely cool, definitely a plus, which I loved going forward. Just to highlight, just to give persons an additional reason to tune in if you've already seen the movie. Now, what I'll say is that the additional fight scenes, I know a lot of people don't really like filler, but when it comes down to fight scenes, adding fight scenes to extend stuff from the manga, always appreciated. What we got here, we got to see the Kages fight Momoshiki, even though it was more like Momoshiki just dominating them, but it was pretty cool to see, to kind of give a decent gauge of where Momoshiki stands in comparison to them. And it's just the choreography that was set up for this episode between the Kages versus Momoshiki and Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki. And it was a pleasure to see the scenes reanimated from the movie. Well done. Like, I'm saying, yo, I've said it like when I just started reviewing this arc, but God, Boruto's movie retelling is much better than Dragon Ball Super's movie retelling. I honestly came out of the arc feeling pretty satisfied. I mean, I believe we started at episode about 51, 52, so about 12, 13, 14 episodes, which is just about the same as Dragon Ball Super's, but Boruto's does it with finesse, style, and all of that. So let's continue. So choreography wise, episode definitely sells off. it's great. Pacing definitely awesome. Animation, obviously, with Boruto taking a break for those, we had a 2-week break and then we had a previous 2-week break, so obviously I had more time to work on this episode, and it definitely shows. So animation in this episode, top notch. Of course, characterization wise, it's interesting. I mean, it's always interesting to see Naruto and Sasuke. I mean, they're in this more, what should I put it, like sensei-ish role, seeing Sasuke believe in someone like, other than himself to this degree. It's refreshing to see. Of course, we had some decent development for Naruto's character in the last 2 episodes, and it continues to show here in this episode with him acknowledging by the end that Boruto is just like him. So things are looking up. It's always good to see that even though Naruto had so much development coming from his part of the franchise, it's good to see that he can still develop despite everything that's happened already. So he's not totally out of the mix where the Boruto side of the franchise is concerned. So there's that. So I definitely love the changes, the reanimated scenes. Definitely, this episode was almost legendary. Honestly, it's easily the top 5, the top 5 episodes in Boruto. Easy. We even see Boruto not awaken, reactivate the Jogan, I believe that's what it's called. But it's implied that Arts basically said that Toneri essentially gave him. And we even get some interesting lines from Momoshiki by the end, with him saying that Boruto's inherited the party of Otsutsuki. So that's interesting stuff. Extra lines that weren't in the manga, definitely appreciated. Of course, with this episode ending off the Boruto movie retailer, we're going into, I guess, stuff from the manga now. I'm interested to see how they're gonna handle it in terms of pacing, because as we know, the Boruto manga is monthly. Or if you didn't know, it's monthly. Of course, since it's monthly, it's longer than your traditional weekly manga chapter, because it's like what 40 some pages. So, and usually to get a decent pace anime episode, when going back to weekly Naruto, I think it's always ideal to adapt like 2 chapters. So they could adapt one full chapter, but I know they're gonna probably pace it out, probably adapt like half of the chapter and add some stuff, or they may have a small filler arc or something, I don't know, because honestly, starting with the next episode of Boruto, they're gonna start adapting stuff from chapter 11, and we know earlier this month we just got chapter 25. So with all things considered, the anime is gonna eventually catch up. So they're gonna have to implement some game plan to rectify that. So there's that. But all in all, by the end, for those of you anime only watchers who have been just watching the anime up to this point, and it was kind of hard to see, so you may have missed it, but towards the end there was a mark in Boruto's hand, his burnt hand, that he used the Rasengan with, the vanishing Rasengan, which we, funny enough, find out is actually lightning style. Like, that's crazy. I always thought it was wind, but whatever. But that's a cool little tidbit there. Definitely loved it. What else to say? Like, yeah. So yeah, sorry, lost track there. But yeah, there's a mark in Boruto's hand. No spoilers, but for you anime only watchers, expect them to start exploring stuff with that mark in Boruto's hand. If you even pause it, you'll see little spoilers now, but next episode, Boruto is going to be confronting Sasuke about it, because Sasuke actually saw when Momoshiki's spirit was talking to Boruto. So there's that. All in all, I definitely loved episode 65. Amazing end to the Boruto movie retelling. It's, how should I even put it? I lost my train of thought there. dang it. I was gonna say something, like, damn it, I'm slipping up here. Yeah, I was gonna say, in terms of like power scaling, Momoshiki definitely looked more impressive than his movie counterpart. That was an additional positive compared to the movie. He really looked impressive. I mean, the fact he beat the for the Kages, like, it was nothing. Like, it kind of adds more credit to his, Kage's fear of him. Even though I'm still theorizing that it probably wasn't Momoshiki and Kinshiki that Kage was necessarily preparing for. Probably a bigger force from the Otsutsuki clan. That's my little theory. But anyway, let me know what you thought about episode 65. I definitely recommend it, and I definitely say, the anime version of these events are definitely the definitive version. It's better than the manga, and it's better than the movie. Granted, I wouldn't say by like leaps and bounds, because the movie was amazing. But that's all I have for this one, guys. Sanji Uchiha, rate, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. And yes, I know I've been really busy. I know there's a bunch of Dragon Ball news I need to cover and talk about and all of that. The trailer for the movie drops. Yes, I've seen it, but I'll talk about it over the weekend. Along with other things. I actually have a theory regarding stuff in the trailer as well. So there's that. But anyway, Sanji Uchiha, I'll see you guys in the next one.